Welcome back, everyone, to OCE Radio. We're back with me, Mr4Eva, and Daniel and Sonakii. Good times.
Hi.
It's been about 2 weeks since the last episode, and I don't really have many excuses other than my family came to visit. That was fun. They were like, "Hey, how's it up there on the west side?" And I was like, "It's terrible." And they're like, "Oh, I want to see how bad." So then they came and visited me. That was good. That's why I didn't get in touch about any podcasting last week.
I did see photos on your Facebook, and then I was thinking, wait, your whole family moved to Perth?
It seems that way. Almost everyone's moved here except my parents. We've all just left. What, we all moved to a shittier side of the country.
No, you're living in West Sydney.
This is deep West Sydney.
Deep West Sydney.
Yeah. In Perth they say, you know how like in Sydney they say like, oh, you know, the further west you go, the worse it gets. Like they say the western suburbs are worse, you know? It's true. But in Perth they say, oh, you know, the further east you go, the worse it gets.
Yeah,
and you know what I realized?
Wherever the water is.
Yeah, but you know what I realized is because that side, the easter of Perth you go, the closer you get to Western Sydney. Nothing to do with water. Like you're just like I bet everyone on East Perth is actually a supporter of the Wanderers. You know, I bet they are.
And they're like, yeah, we're from Western Sydney, like very west, like hundreds of thousands of kilometers.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, pretty much Western Sydney, really. You know, you ever heard of this place, Alice Springs, where people get murdered? Oh, Western Sydney, basically, when you think about it. But,
yeah, America is pretty much just like super west.
Yeah, you ever heard of, you know why all these Americans talk about how the West versus the East, you know? How, like, they talk about Asian culture and, like, American culture and stuff, and how American culture is the West, the influences of the West. It's all Western Sydney, man. It's all the same thing. They're all just big fans of the Wanderers, right?
Yeah, Wanderers. Oh yeah, I'm missing so this is what's been happening, right? What's been happening?
He's gone straight into what's been happening out of nowhere.
Yeah, we're going
so seamless.
I'm going to PAX in Melbourne. I don't know if this podcast will be up. Actually, it probably will.
I'll probably do it tomorrow. Yeah.
So everyone knows what PAX is, the American version. So this is just like
not the American. This is the Australian version of PAX in Melbourne.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm missing the first Wanderers game, which is my football club, Western Sydney Wanderers.
Oh shit!
And I feel really cut. And a lot of people will be like, "But you're going to PAX in Melbourne. Why are you sad?" Like,
wait, that's what? That's it?
You're having a little holiday. And then meanwhile me, I'm just like, I'd rather be with Wanderers.
I'd rather be with the team that I don't play for. I mean,
but that shows my dedication to the team, right? The fact that I treat it the same as, like, missing the first game of the season for me is the same level as...
You feel as if you're the one playing. You're like, oh, I can't believe I'm missing the first game of the season, boys.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to lose without me.
They need your voice in the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
you don't think so?
What else has been happening with you guys?
Yeah, what's been happening, Sona? Oh, yeah?
I got tape.
You left the podcast, then came back.
She left for a couple of weeks.
I took a break.
Took a break? What is this media influence going on right now? They're covering up something.
Play Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Pursue my Minecraft career.
So,
Sona, tell us how much tape you have.
Tape?
I have 167.
Tape?
167?
Wait, how many did I have?
Tape? What?
Wait.
Like tape that you use
Why does she
to
have so much tape?
tape something up, or like
Pretty tape.
what tape? Pretty
Pretty
tape. What does this mean?
You know, like washi tape.
No, no, I don't.
Okay, so they're like tape, but they're decorative tape. So, like, you know, with little prints on them, and you
Oh.
cut them out, stick it places.
Isn't that what's known as a sticker?
Sorry?
Isn't that basically a
Pretty
sticker?
much.
It's like a lot. Is this like is it a really long sticker? Is what you're saying?
Um,
Yes. It's a really long sticker.
Really? You know that ad, the Japanese ad, where they're like, what is it? Do you guys know it?
wait,
Where-
no, I have 126. Okay, continue.
You know that Japanese ad where they're like, it's like some kind of candy or a lolly or something, and it's really long.
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
I think they go like long man or something like that, something like that. But it's so good.
I've not seen it.
Where is it? Let me find it.
Why does it say I have 800 ping in the core?
I
Am I
found it.
lagging?
トールさんが叫ぶに咲いてる時の顔がもっと長く見てたいな。
What am I hearing? What was this again? An ad?
That's the ad. long man. So
Wait, I'm
good.
confused how we got up to this stage.
Well, we're talking about long stickers, and then I was like, long sticker? You know what that makes me think of? Long man. So good.
I see.
It's about as
I see.
you know, like other than there being a lot of weird Japanese ads, they did like shit with Arnold Schwarzenegger. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
They got him to come on and be like, "Arimashite, minasan." It was like, what the, this guy normally just says, "I'll be back." He fucked it like he's doing
Is
that
that a
shit.
recent ad?
No. I
Oh,
think it's like from 2006 or something, but it's so funny because him speaking Japanese for no reason. Because I
I'm
guess
pretty
they
sure,
liked
like-
Terminator. You know, they're a big fan in Japan.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of companies are trying to use anime as advertisements now.
Are they?
Like, did you see the Tsundere pizza in Japan? They
Mm.
literally named the pizza called Tsundere pizza.
Mm.
And
I
had
want
some
to try
anime
it.
Tsundere. Like, yeah, see, the marketing's working. It's just like a normal pizza, but they just called it.
No, I just really
What?
like jalapenos.
I don't.
What?
Yeah, but anyway, they released a new pizza, call it Tsundere pizza. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone wants to try it.
I was thinking the
10
other
out of 10
day.
marketing.
If I went to a doctor and he said, "Mate, you have 5 days to live," what would I do? And I was like, to be honest, I'd probably go to Japan. Just so I wonder what it's like. I've never been. So, just so I know.
Then you could be like a real anime character thinking about death, going, "Good to die soon." And then you get
And
sad
then
anime music.
there'll be sad anime music, and I'll meet like a cute girl who's also dying, and then we'll be like best friends. And it'll turn out she's actually a robot and not a person.
No, but they'll be like, "I can," and then yeah, you'll basically okay, yeah. So pretty much, if you're dying, you go to Japan.
You go to
and then you
Japan,
live an
meet
anime
it.
life,
You go to
and you have a higher
Japan,
chance of survival.
live an anime
You
life,
actually might
and then
survive.
somehow there'll be a miracle ending where somehow they manage to salvage your memories and put it into the girl, and then you live as the anime girl for the rest of your life. And it's like, wow.
Or there
Now
might be
that's a
like some
plot.
ghoul who be like, "You can live forever, but you must inject this, and you become a ghoul like us, and you can eat humans." And you're like, "I might take this."
Oh yeah, it's one of those weird animes where it's like you can live, but we're gonna inject this with you, which means you become half chicken. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch this anime now.
Pretty much.
But and then you know it's like a quest of me trying to fight the chicken power, where it's like, oh, the chicken, it's taking over, you know, and then I have to like try to learn to control my power, and then I join like a special club where they're all chicken people, you know, and then they fight.
Anime saves lives.
They fight against terrorists who are trying to destroy Nippon, you know, and then I'm there to save the day as a chicken man.
Why is this such a bad story?
Wait, did you say it's a bad
neat.
story? This is, hey, do you really think that real life is going to be as good as anime? Come on, we got to make some concessions somewhere, Sona. You know? I would watch Chicken Man the anime.
Would you?
Dude, to be honest, if I feel like any anime that's like really fucking weird and like kind of interesting though, is kind of sick. Like, I remember there was this one.
Like what?
I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was this anime about this middle-aged man being a hero. And he had like a son or something,
Yeah.
and he's just like a fat slob, but for some reason he has superpowers. And then it's like
Yeah.
it's it's like each episode is like 5 minutes long, and he gets attacked by aliens, and he like kills the aliens or something and saves the world every time. And he just he does this all from his apartment, and they send more aliens to the apartment thinking it's like a stronghold, and it's just him. But it's quite funny. So it starts out, the joke is just it's a fat slob who has superpowers, and then by the end of it you're like emotionally invested, and you're like, oh my god, were the aliens really that bad, or was he the bad guy all along? You're like, damn, how does this do this? It's like 5-minute episodes, and the only reason I've watched it is it got recommended on YouTube for like the first episode, and it's 5 minutes, and then YouTube was like recommended the next episode and the next one. I just watched the whole thing on YouTube. I didn't even like get off YouTube.
Jeez, we have to watch it.
I'll just try and find the name real quick if I can. Oh, what is it? Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to find it.
You'll never find it.
It's so good. Oh, is this it? To be hero, it's called.
To Boku no Hero. No, to be hero.
To be hero. That's the English and Japanese name. It's described as
7 out of
For-
10 on my anime list. That's not too bad.
this is the way it's described. For Uncle, a lecherous but handsome toilet designer, it is just an ordinary day of neglecting his duties as a single parent to hit on women.
What? What the fuck?
Already this is like, what the fuck? And talk about his superpower, his ability to tell a lady's hip size at a glance. But when he is sucked down into a toilet... Hey, guess you guys will have to watch that and find out the rest for yourself. It's called To Be Hero. It was really good.
Interesting indeed.
It's 11-minute episodes, it is. But yeah, I really liked it, and I was just like, damn. That was you remember Angel Beats? And that was like, oh, that was so emotional. That was the same level, but it was retarded as well.
What?
But yeah, that stuff's good.
see.
I love anime where it's obscure like that, you know? But back to what's been happening. I don't know why we're talking about Japanese ads. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah. I got one.
Oh, okay.
I got one.
There
So
you go.
recently, I decided that I'm too weak. So I
It's
need to
too weak.
start.
You gotta lift.
I needed to start like working out, but
Oh
I didn't
my
want to go
God.
gym.
Is this because on the last
I don't
podcast we talked about how like, oh, if there was a guy doing that in the middle of the bubble tea guy, I'd just punch him out, eh? Because that was you.
And
And
that's
then
what I did it.
then you thought about it and
then
you
I
tried
felt-
it and you were like, damn, he didn't even feel that. It's like an anime moment where he's like, this guy's so strong.
Well, in my dreams or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not strong enough. But anyway, I decided I wasn't strong enough. So I started doing push-ups, and it showed because
Push-ups?
like I did 10, and then
Yeah.
I was like, why did I find this difficult?
Yeah.
Before I didn't. Like a few years ago, I could easily do 10,
Yeah.
and then so I did. I thought, okay, I'll start with 10 every day in the morning,
Yeah.
and then I did it, and I was like, okay, it's getting better now, and I moved to 20. Then I moved to 30, and now I moved to 40, and I can
my God.
actually like feel the difference, like a huge difference in like my arms. Don't want to flex, but I'm kind of massive now.
No, you're not.
Is this are you gonna turn into like the One Punch Man workout where he does the 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and then a 10
I'm
kilometer
gonna
run?
try and get to 100 push-ups actually.
Dude, I kind of feel like
I
I
do
should do a documentary on myself trying to achieve that. Just doing push-ups and
Maybe
the
I should
sit-ups.
have did that, but I couldn't be bothered recording. It was more for myself.
No, yeah, definitely.
But like, what do you call it? Like within just like 2 weeks, like I feel like a lot more definition in my arms, and I feel better as
Damn,
well.
he's already strong.
Collectively, I do around 100 a day.
Wow.
Like
Wait, so you do
maybe
them you do like
40,
multiple push-up
40,
sessions
50 in
during the day.
morning. Yeah, in the morning and at night.
Wow. Is that all you do, or are you gonna do more extra exercises?
Yeah, I probably try to do sit-ups.
Don't do sit-ups. You do crunches, which is like the half sit-up, where like you only sort of like bring in your lower back. Like you don't do the full sit-up because otherwise you actually apparently it hurts your back. It's bad for you. I heard. Crunches.
Well,
that's what you got.
The reason why I do it in the morning and at night is because I feel like last time I went to the gym for high school, like during high school we had to do a sport. I just picked the gym. I remember whenever I went, my arms would be really like sore for the next 3-4 days afterwards, and that's because you go too hard at it, and that's actually probably not that good for you.
Wait, they were sore for the next 2 days.
Longer sometimes.
What normally happens is if you start doing an exercise you don't do daily. So if you went for a 5K run, right? Or you do push-ups for the first time in a long time, you're like, after you do the workout, you'll be a little bit sore. And then what normally happens is like you get delayed onset. It's called like DOMS, where like you'll get like pain for the next 2 days after, and you're like, damn, I've never felt so sore. And that it's funny because that happens to people when they go, I'm never exercising again. This is too hard, which is like the wrong thing to do. The better thing to do is actually exercise, and it will like make it feel a bit better.
My friend was like, "Oh, that's meant to happen. That's why I'm sore all the time.
Yeah,
that's why because I'm getting massive." But then it's like
you're not meant to be sore all the time. You're meant to be sore if you do a really hard workout, and you know when you get that kind of means you've gone above your limit in some ways. But when you're just starting to start being an exercise guy, like starting a new exercise or whatever, then it's normal to have that. So when you're just starting out, but you shouldn't have that after every workout.
That's why I think the push-ups is a good way because you can kind of count the number, and then when you slowly progress, it feels like you're going up a level.
Yeah,
like it's like a game.
It's like getting a new ability in League of Legends.
Like a new high score. It's like getting a new high score or something like that.
It's like getting a new rank.
Because now, like, I can pretty much do it 30 quite easily.
Yeah.
40 is kind of getting easier, but like we'll get there. But like it's amazing how I struggled from doing 10 and now I can do 30, 40.
I totally relate.
Really easily.
With my like running, I remember I started like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And I remember I started and I ran like a K and I was like, fuck, this is so hard. And I was like, I didn't have to walk, but I couldn't have run much longer. And so I took it real easy and I did it real slow. And then, a week later I did 2Ks, then I did 3, and then I did like 6. And then I was like,
you can't stop. Then you want to keep going.
And then it's like, since then, like now I'm like, I could easily like at any time run like 18Ks straight and I'd be fine to like, do whatever after, like all good. Wow. Doing 21 is sort of like pushing myself.
And what's that in miles for our American listeners?
What's that in miles?
This
18 kilometers to miles.
They should know. This isn't
11 miles. 11 miles. This is now the running podcast where we talk about marathon runners. No, but yeah. So I'm quite comfy with running now. And if I trained harder, which I should be, but I don't, because I don't know. I'm starting to lose the passion for it a little bit. But if I trained harder, I'd already be doing like these like half marathons, 21Ks, like 13-mile runs, like twice a week and being fine with it because I'd be well trained. But I haven't continued to train and like push the limit. Mainly, the only reason really is that it's time consuming. It's like
Oh, I guess so.
I could
That's
run.
the good thing about my push-ups.
Yeah,
Literally
pretty quick.
under a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, a minute, and then you're like, that's
Is that him
do the-
bragging? He does 40 push-ups a minute. That's pretty good. That's
Wait, no.
quick. That's pretty
No,
quick.
okay, my reasoning for doing it in the morning and night. I don't know if people listening want to try this, but I feel like if you give your body a break, it allows you to repair itself and like increase your muscle growth.
Yeah.
So your body's like, oh, kind of gets used to every like 12 hours it does this like workout.
Yeah.
So it tries to increase itself. And also I do it at night because I'll be sleeping, so my body will be able to recover quite easily because I won't be doing anything intensive. And I think when you're sleeping, that's when your body repairs the most.
Yeah.
So if you want muscle growth, you do it before you sleep. So you might feel a little bit sore or something, not directly before you sleep, but maybe an hour or two, and then you rest it. And that's why I feel like I'm getting progress. And I think it only takes you. My dad said it only takes you around 6 weeks to actually get like
To get
full,
huge,
decent-
right? To get buff,
decent
man.
muscle growth,
Yeah.
which is yeah.
That's something I
That's what
don't
makes
even
it
think exercise is something
beneficial.
we should recommend to anyone and everyone. Like, it's definitely hard to start because you don't really see the benefit of it. But the thing for me, like, that makes exercise easy to sort of convince yourself is you don't do it like with the idea of, I want to lose weight, or, oh, I'm ugly. I need to exercise, because that won't make you want to do it. Like, you got to do it with like a particular goal in mind. So whether that's saying, oh man, I can only do 10 push-ups, I wish I could do 50. Like, you'll enjoy it way more trying to actually accomplish a goal rather than like not really having one. Whereas like a weight goal or like a gaining weight goal or like a muscle mass goal is way sadder. Makes you way sadder. But more than that, like, there's all kinds of benefits that doing exercise every day or every couple of days has on your mental health and like emotions too. Like, it generally makes you happier.
I actually started swimming. 'cause
Swimming.
Like, I started swimming during my final year of high school,
Mm.
and like I never wanted to go, but I thought the way I think about it is like, oh, it's just gonna be 1 hour, right? What
Yeah.
am I gonna do? I'm just gonna probably sit around on my phone instead. So I'll
Yeah.
just go out and do it.
Yeah.
That's you kind of just have to, like, once you're doing it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But to get
It's hard
yourself,
it's always hard to start.
yeah.
Even when you've been doing it for a long time, it can be hard. Like, I've been talking to one of my mates. He's I used to run with him when we were teenagers. We used to like be pretty competitive. And he's like, oh, you know, I'm so inspired basically by you getting into running and running half marathons and stuff. That's cool. He's like, I want to do that too. And he's struggling. He's like, damn, I can't do it. And he was saying to me like, oh, it's so hard. Like, I've been doing 5K runs and I struggle to start, like, to convince myself every time. And I was sort of laughing at him because a lot of runners who run like longer distances, we always think like the first 5Ks are the worst. Like, after that, you really start to enjoy it. It's always the first 5 or like first half hour,
Once you get
first
into
20
the
minutes.
breathing pattern.
But also like your body starts like, it gets used to it, I guess, and like gets into like,
Oh yeah, once you
survival
actually
mode and stuff.
complete whatever exercise you do, you actually feel better because you think,
Yeah.
oh, I did it.
well, you think
Right.
that, but then you also, once you're used to doing that kind of exercise, your body's so well trained and conditioned for that you don't actually have any real pain. You actually just feel like, oh, my body's used to this. It's all good. But you gotta
Yeah.
like train to get to the point where you do get the conditioning, so you're only getting like the mental health and health benefits without any of like the pain, really. But interesting.
So we're becoming
What's
a
hard for
health
Sona?
podcast.
This is now
What's
a
hard for
health
Sona to start is her
podcast.
assignments for uni.
I don't like you anymore.
What?
What was that?
What do you mean?
You're mean.
I just said what's hard for Sona to start is her assignments.
You know, Sona, if you did a little bit of running or a little bit of push-ups, those assignments,
No.
They might push
That reminds
themselves
me.
over.
I felt kind of bad because I was like, I was like, Sona, how much muscle do you have?
Don't.
What is this?
And then I put my hand on her arm,
No.
and I'm like, flex, Sona. And I'm like, flex. And she's like, I am. And there was nothing.
To be honest, that's pretty much me. Because I'm like a soccer player and a runner. I have like big legs, little like skinny skeleton arms. I look like a T-Rex in my shape.
Oh, another thing that made me start doing push-ups was I went to, so talking about Wanderers before, I went to
Hey, the
there's
Wanderers.
this active group called the RBB, and they were doing a season launch, and they were like selling merch and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it's just a fan group, but yeah. So I went, and then I went up, and then the guy who like kind of leads, one of the leaders, he was like to me, "Oh, what size do you want?" He was like, "Actually, I think you'll fit the small." And I was like, "I was gonna get medium, but okay." And he was like, "Oh, actually, we don't have any small left." And I'm like, "I'll just take the medium if you have any." He's like, medium might fit you." And then he said, "You can try it on." I tried it on. And he's like, "Yeah, maybe you bulk up a little bit, hit the gym, then it'll be better." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, dude.
And I
Wait,
was like,
this,
"No,
this
I
is a
gotta
guy giving
fit
out
in."
like he's giving out like a fan shirt for the Wanderers or something, or like selling it. Like what's
He's
why are
not
we getting?
associated with the club. This is just like their own merch. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
fan group merch.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
So yeah.
You don't even buy like
He's
you
pretty-
don't
he
even
was
buy
pretty
like a
nice to me,
team
though. He said
shirt.
it in
You
a
buy a
joking way.
you buy a fan shirt. You're a fan of the fans.
No, it's more like, okay, I don't want to say gang, but
It's a gang.
it's like a football.
It's an Australian
it's like a football
gang.
equivalent.
The footy
Okay, no, there's
equivalent.
this term called ultras group, right?
Hmm.
And they're more extreme in Europe, and basically they're a bunch of people who support like a club,
Hmm.
right? They don't tend to wear the club's merch, but people in this group, they do wear the merch.
I'm
Sometimes.
starting to realize a recurring idea with you these days, Mr. RTB. You know, lately,
What?
whenever you talk about music, it's always about gang wars and shooting people. And, you know, even though we live in Australia, I'm
It's not
starting to
part of
see
it.
that, you know, maybe RTV's joined a gang, you know? Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's why he's in bronze. He's too busy
Ah.
shooting up cars and like robbing people and shit.
What?
You know? He's too busy doing
the
all the
gang,
crimes for the
RTB.
gang. Anything for the family,
And yeah,
man.
well, they okay. Basically, they just ultra groups. Basically, they're pretty vocal about the team. They have banners. They have tifo choreography. They have flares as well. They basically
Flare
are,
guns?
like more the extreme.
I've shot
side
that
of
on
the fans.
GTA. Scary stuff.
What?
Flare gun. That blows up cars in GTA.
Yeah.
What a criminal.
But
I didn't
yeah,
realize
but
such
anyway,
a criminal was
it's
here.
like it's not criminal. It's they
No,
just
yeah.
on some place in Europe they're a bit criminal. But
Oh.
basically
Oh,
that the Red and Black Block group, which I was buying merch from, is an ultras group ish. And
Yeah.
not like the hardcore one, but yeah.
yeah, okay.
That's
They
the
support,
easiest way.
they support the club, you know?
It's so annoying at night when I hear them on the train though.
So they go,
You hear them
where
on
are the Wanderers? Hey! Like, and screaming at people.
No, I can just hear like when the train passes the distant roaring.
Yeah, oh yeah, ultras also tend to have a lot of they're the ones who like they have drums with them.
Oh.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Dun,
So they basically bring the atmosphere to the games,
Oh, okay, that's cool.
pretty much.
That's
Avid supporters.
cool. So not
Yeah.
criminals. Now we know.
No.
It's not that Daniel is a criminal. He just listens to a lot of music that suggests he is. You know, that's all. It's
Like
not-
1-4.
Criminal one.
Did I mention 1-4 on the last podcast? Guys, if you want some good music, listen to 1-4.
Dude, how good would it be if he's listening? How good would that be? He's
What,
a
the guy
fan of
from
the pod.
1-4?
Yeah, he's a fan of the podcast, bro.
Shout out to Spenny 1-4 and Lex and what's the other guys? Oh shit.
Oh no, he's not
It's
even.
Benny.
Is he even a fan?
Lex, JMs, and
Like if I said what's their real name, fair enough, you don't know. But you don't even know their like stage name.
YP 1-4. Yeah, YP. Yeah, YP, Lex, JMs, and Spenny. They're the 4 rappers. And there's also Sally, who's in jail.
He's a criminal.
I think Lex is in jail, and they had to film the music video at the correctional center for him to be in it.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
But I'm not sure when he's getting out, but he's really good.
That's what we're gonna have to do with you soon for the podcast.
What, do the podcast in jail? What
Go visit you in jail. You know how they have like you have a 1-hour phone call, sir. That's all you get.
Oh, and be like, great, it's time to do the podcast.
Time to do the
So,
podcast.
RTB, how is it in jail?
How's it in jail, bro? Planning any breaks?
Screaming
Great.
at you.
Have you joined any new gangs in there? Are the boys in red looking out for you in the jail? But I'll say what I've been up to. As I said before, my family came to visit, and we went on a wine tour in Margaret River, which is like a popular winery destination in Western Australia. And
Yeah.
we got very drunk, which was good. And because I'm gluten free, we went to like a brewery for lunch. And so we're having lunch there, and they're like, "Oh, what beers would you guys like to try?" And my mum's like, "Oh, well, you know, Mr4Eva or Blake, he can't have any beer because he's a gluten free man." It's like, "Oh, well, they do a cider, so we can get that." So they get the cider, and then it's like, "Oh, everyone can try the cider." It's like a huge jug, right? And it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no one wants to drink the cider except for me." So I just have the whole thing to myself. And then they come out and then they get
Whoa.
another one. So I have 2 to myself pretty much. It's just like, I'm just wasted. And my mum's like, she was worried. She's like, he's so drunk. So they were like, yeah, I recommend if you're an adult, go on a wine tour at some point. It's good fun because you just get really drunk off a bunch of wine and then you sit on a bus and you're like, I wonder where we're going next. Like, just like no idea where you are really. And you get off the bus and like, it's funny because every time you start a wine tour, like you don't know anyone on the bus, but by the end of it, you kind of know everyone because you're so drunk. So you become new friends or whatever, whoever's there. It's like you start, like, it's funny. Everyone gets on the bus and they're all really formal and polite. And so they get to the first winery and they're like, "Oh, I'm very interested in this wine. Can you give me some details? Like, what's the fermentation process?" It's like, okay, I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah,
And then by the
that's
third
wine
one, they're like,
drinkers.
by the third one, you're like, "Oh, that one's shit. Give me another one." But you drink it anyway because you want to get drunk, you know?
I like coffee. I like tasting
Like
different coffee.
So we also went to a
Flavors.
chocolate factory, which was funny because we didn't end up buying any wine, but we bought chocolate from the chocolate factory.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Perfect
Man.
edition.
Yeah, that was good fun. And then on the weekend, I went and ran a half marathon with my dad, which was good. He trained for it with me. So, like, well, not with me, but like over New South Wales. And he came to visit, and then we ran the half together, which was cool. So we ran together, and he was way fitter than me, so he was like slowing down, like coaching me along. He's like, "Come on, mate, not long to go." And we get to like near the end, and there's a cameraman, so we like pose for a photo, and there's like 100 meters left. So he puts his hand around my shoulder, and we pose for a photo, and he's like, "Oh, you know, it's good that you did this run for me," he's having a word to me, and then I just sprint ahead of him to get in front of him. I ran in front of him to take first ahead of him. Not that it was like first, but like first between us, you know? I was like, yes, beat him. And he's laughing. He's just like, "Mate, how can you like sprint like that? You know, I'm like nearly 50. It's a bit harsh. I was like, and I was like, hey, but tell me who won. Tell me that. Yeah, that was good fun. Good laugh. Have you guys watched Joker?
No.
No.
Oh, it's pretty good. That's like
Is
do you know what it's about? You know what it's about? Heard about it?
Isn't it how he
Batman.
became the Joker?
How he became the Joker, the origin of the Joker. It's good.
Featured on RTB videos.
What
He featured on RTB's videos.
did he? What do you mean? The
That's how he
Joker.
became the Joker.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that was funny.
okay. Thanks for that. Look, can the person editing this podcast cut that out? And
Yes, please.
oh wait, that's me. Hey, Mr4Eva of the future, can you cut that out, please? That'd be good. We don't want people to dislike us more than they already do for disappearing for a week or two. You know?
Wait, is your mic buzzing or is it just me?
Oh, it's buzzing.
It's probably buzzing, but not in the
Time to
recording.
restart.
But not in the
What?
recording.
Oh,
It's
not on the recording.
Yeah. Can you understand me okay, or is it real bad?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, if it's okay, we'll keep going. So it
Alright.
sounds okay on the recording. It's annoying it does that, actually. Anyway, Joker's like, I watched it. It's very arty in the way they went about it. And they try and, they basically try and get you on the side of like a maniac. And it kind of works a little bit. You're like, yeah, he's not so bad. But then it's also like, he is bad.
Mr4Eva becoming a maniac confirmed.
I'm a psychopath now. You know? But yeah, recommend the movie. If you like Batman, you'll definitely watch it and be like, hey, this is
I haven't
really
watched
good.
Batman.
Well, have another recommendation. If you like Batman and you haven't watched Batman, watch the Christopher Nolan trilogy of Batman. It's quite fantastic. Starts with
Alright.
Batman
I
Begins.
should probably watch it.
Yeah, you'll probably be like, damn, why haven't I seen this? So good. But alternatively, if you get a recommendation for Batman versus Superman, you can give that one a miss, because that's not a very good movie. In fact, that movie should be destroyed.
Have you watched it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I went to the movies to see it. I was really excited. I was like, this is going to be amazing. They're going to fight each other. Oh, this sucks. But yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's Christopher Nolan. His series is good. And the Joker is good too. The actor, I don't know if the actor is in the Joker, but he's like so good. I was amazed. I was very surprised. But
I see.
it's like, it's really him, you know? It's like the actor's not even acting. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. It was good.
I don't really watch too many movies, which is stupid because I like film.
Yeah,
Filming stuff exactly.
I'm so
I mean-
you. That's so me. I remember being at uni and everyone's like, "What did you think of this flick? What's your opinion? Did you like the cinematography of the work? Did you like the color grading?" And I was like, I like Angel Beats and Naruto and it's like, fuck. But that being said, if you are into film and you like anime, you can still watch anime and like get stuff out of it like creatively that you would from watching a movie, because it's a lot of it has like some really impressive like framing and transitions and stuff. You know, they work on it on the same level, if not higher sometimes.
I guess, but also there's also things in animation that they can do that you can't do in film,
Mm.
vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
So you should
There's-
watch both.
Yeah. There's a I watched this YouTube channel. I don't know what it's called. I'm not gonna remember it or try and look it up because I won't be able to find it. But it was a guy who normally does like anime reviews, and then he disappeared for a long time, and he came back and he just decided,
Yeah.
I like film now. So he now does the same thing he used to do with like anime reviews for film.
Oh, but he reviews film.
Yeah. But he also did a video where he talked about like this Japanese animator who's apparently very famous. I'd never heard of him. And I think he even makes a joke about it where he's just like, this guy's one of the most famous animators out there and you've never heard of him. And I was like, yeah, but does anyone know any animators? You got like Walt Disney. That's like it. If he's even an animator, I've already just started Disney. But anyway, it's amazing because he like analyzes how this guy in all these animes, like old ones, would like frame by frame do a transition between shots. And then they're like, apparently all these like modern Hollywood films, the people who were like the designers, like the camera, the cinematographers and the director of photography guys, they would watch that when they got the ideas for the way they did the transition in these like award-winning films, they were referencing this guy, this random Japanese anime guy, because they thought his like the way he did the transition was so good and that like inspired them. That's how they got the idea. It's like that's kind of cool. Like normally you think like anime is being sort of influenced by the West, but these days it's actually sort of the reverse. Anime is influencing, you know, our films, you know, because it's so popular now.
It's just you don't really notice it.
Yeah.
Well, you need to be able to see the original, and a lot of people that wouldn't watch both, so that's like people can't pick it up that easily.
Yeah. It reminds me, I watched this like soccer anime. I don't remember what it's called, but it's Captain Tsubasa. I watched that, and it's quite old. It's from like the 90s, and they remade it did like last year or this year, and it's got 52 episodes, and it's quite good. I like it, but apparently like a bunch of like world-class soccer players grew up watching it, and some of them actually started playing the game because of the show. And I'm like, god damn. Like I don't remember who the names are, but it was just like it was people like at the level of like Ronaldo and Messi, you know. It's just like, oh yeah, I remember watching like Captain Tsubasa on TV. It's one of my favorite shows. It's just like, what the fuck? Really? Yeah. Anime's crazy, man. It's not just like weeaboos, you know? It's successful people.
Well, it's becoming more mainstream now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in Australian cinemas, they show all these anime movies quite frequently. And it's like, it's like normal. It's like whenever a movie is announced,
I'm surprised how many there are now.
To see when I can watch it in cinemas in Australia. Like 6 years ago, I would be like, where can I watch this illegally?
yeah, I agree. 5 years ago, I wouldn't have heard about any of these movies coming out, but now they come to the cinemas and you can watch them. There's that they're bringing out the Bunny Girl one. That movie's coming out. Yeah, I don't know if it's different from the anime. What's that?
My brother's gonna watch it.
I'm thinking about watching it, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna do some research and find out if it adds anything because I like sort of skimmed the trailer. You know when Facebook plays a video but doesn't have sound?
Yeah.
I like watched that for like 20 seconds and then like clicked off. So I've like skimmed the trailer in that sort of sense. And it like I recognized all the characters. So I'm like, well, I don't know if this movie's different from the show. So I'm not sure. But I really liked the show, you know. I thought it was good. Yeah. So kind of like torn.
Might as well just go.
Might as well, yeah. Well, I'm thinking I'll read the synopsis and see if it says, this is a recap of the season 1. I'll be like, well, I don't need to watch it then.
No, it's not a recap. I'm pretty sure it's an extension. If it was a recap, that'd be pretty stupid.
I remember I read the wiki for that show and it spoiled a bunch of shit. And then like after it been getting spoiled, I thought to myself, this show's fucking retarded. Because like where the anime was at, I liked it. And then I read the wiki and I was just like, what the fuck? This show's too weird, man. Because it like tells you what happens in the near future or far future. And you're like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't get it now.
Yeah.
But
is there a Boku no Hero movie? Or is it already screened?
No, it's a new it's already screened, but the new season's coming out, and they're doing like a premiere, or they might have already done it. I think they showed it at the movies or somewhere. You could see the first episode, which is like, I I like Deku, but I don't like him that much. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
told
it's
you,
Daniel.
bad Deku cosplays made me not like Deku.
No, don't say that. That's so sad. There's gonna be some at PAX. Surely.
Hopefully they're good.
I realize now I could have probably actually gone to PAX if I'd wanted to, but
Yeah.
probably a bit late to prepare or even get tickets or whatever. So, nah, might go next year. You know, I've never actually been, so maybe next year, switch it up.
Hopefully.
But
Wait, is it always in Melbourne, PAX?
yeah,
Or did they change
always
the
Melbourne,
venue?
or at least it always has. I think it's called PAX Melbourne, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, so how many PAXs are there in America?
I think there's PAX
Or
East and
EU.
PAX West.
Yeah.
don't know if
they're
there's-
pretty
I-
big, right? Events.
I think so. I don't know about EU. I don't even know if they have PAX. I've never heard of it or heard the name of it.
There's no PAX EU.
I might be wrong about the PAX East, PAX West. I'm sure you relate to me where like you don't really pay attention to it because you're not there. You're just like I don't really care.
For what?
Yeah.
Like how there's multiple PAXs in America and you're like when you see like people tweeting about it like YouTubers or like famous people and you're like oh guys I'll be at PAX West and you're like I'm just gonna ignore that. I don't
No
really know
idea
I
what
don't,
that
I don't know where that is or who that is.
So some of my fans might get excited when I announce in my video, I'm going to PAX, and they're like, oh, PAX! Oh, wait. Melbourne.
Damn,
PAX
he's going
Melbourne.
to,
What's
he's going
PAX
to, he's
Melbourne?
going to PAX, bro. Damn. I can't believe you're coming all the way to America for that, man. I love you, man. Thank you. No, it's not
Man.
happening.
Unfortunately, PAX is for people who like appreciate small indie games, right?
Is it?
Meanwhile, me, I'm playing the most mainstream, like reskinned games ever. Like I play
What, Chess Rush?
FIFA, same game every year. Call of Duty, same game every year. And League of Legends, pretty much the same all the time.
Gross. When those like the people who like they like sort of they're so serious about gaming they identify when people ask them like who they are they'll be like I'm a gamer. Those people they fucking hate you so much. They're like
I know.
you're the guy destroying our industry, supporting these shitty developers who price stuff so much. If you didn't buy their games, we'd have better, cheaper games. It's like, well, they're right, but I gotta have the new FIFA. The graphics are a little bit better.
Like, you know how a lot of people call themselves gamers?
Yeah.
I never joined into that because I know I am the opposite of one.
Me, I've got
like-
close friends and we all call each other gamer, but it's all like a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like definitely would not walk in and go.
I would.
We're all like we
Yeah,
do it in like weird spots too. We'll be like at a bar or a club and be like, "What's going on, gamers?" Just like try and like make someone uncomfortable for being there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We try and do it as well when like there's someone who's sort of like new to the group and doesn't know it. So like they're like, "What the fuck?" Did you just call them gamer? What the hell?
Sonna's a gamer
Hey gamer.
because she's addicted to games.
Sorry.
And she'll play anything.
You'd even play Mineshaft, and that game's for kids.
Well,
Minecraft.
maybe I should go to PAX and like talk to random people and be like, "Hey, what games do you like? I like FIFA, Call of Duty, and League of Legends." Hey, what's your? No, but ask them, what's your top 3 favorite games, and they'll say
Hold up.
some games I've never heard about.
I'll be right back.
Did you just ditch the podcast?
Wow.
Wait.
We're kicking him out.
Just on the podcast.
Do you
Oh,
wanna see
he,
my
I bet he
iPad?
Uber eated some food.
Sorry, I had to have a
Give me-
business meeting.
Oh. Yeah.
You disturbed our
Dog-
conversation.
Sorry,
You
where
dogged
were we
the
up to?
podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm a
You're
criminal.
gonna be a guest next week. You're no longer a host.
Promoted from
No.
host to guest.
No, no, please. This is all I have. Please, please, please.
Well then.
Okay, but let's get back into it. What were we
I don't
talking
know
about?
where we were up to. I think we're talking about games.
We're talking
but
games. We're
speaking of
talking
games,
packs. Gamers.
Riot are doing this 10-year anniversary thing where they said, I get to choose a skin, and then I get codes
Are
for
you
that
allowed
skin.
to talk about
What?
this?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I get codes for
Okay.
that skin, and then I give it away by doing 1v1s with fans.
Give me a Lee Sin
So pretty
skin
much how I
right
do it
now.
usually. But what skin should I choose?
Oh, are you asking the
What skin
podcast?
do
Or are you
I not
asking our
have
listeners?
That I want.
I was thinking of Star Guardian Lux. That's a good
Ah,
skin to get.
that's
That's the OG skin.
The
You know?
anime skin, hey?
But imagine how many people already have it.
Imagine,
Yeah,
but
that'll eliminate a lot of
Sona,
people.
imagine how many people who aren't girls don't have it. Consider that. Imagine how
Well,
many
I don't
people
know,
want it but
cool.
can't roll
Maybe
it
I
in
should
a
just choose
mystery
the most
skin on a budget.
expensive skin, so I can give
The
it away to
most
skin.
expensive skin. What's
So I
that?
can
Like
give
the
it away
vein
to my
one?
subs.
The
Huh?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, I'll ask them for codes of the gem ones where you
The
need
gem
10
one.
gems.
Yeah. You ask him for a code that like unlocks all future champions immediately.
PAX TF, please.
I'm going to PAX, right? Come on. It's not the PAX, but it's a PAX. What's the difference, you know?
Apex skin. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Realistically, I think Star Guardian would fit your channel and your brand, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I think Star Guardian would be better. And Lux is like the OG one, so
Yeah,
it works.
I have that one. It's good.
Yeah,
Mark
true. A lot of
Perkins
people would
did
have it,
it.
but a lot of people wouldn't as well because they don't spend money on the game.
Yeah, unlike us.
What about Elementalist Lux?
Oh, you mean the only other good luck skin? Wow. So many options. That one's good too. Although actually, no, that one's better, to be honest.
What happened? Which skin?
Elementalist Lux.
Oh.
The dance on Star Guardian is better, but Elementalist is better in every other way. It's funny how, like, to me, I haven't played League in a long time, and I certainly haven't played Lux in a long time, but I can pretty much completely remember Lux's dance and the song that plays when she does it in that skin.
It's too iconic.
It's too memorable. So
Yeah.
good. I want to talk about Ivern,
Talk
by
about
the
League.
way. League of Legends.
What?
I have
Ivern.
mixed feelings about Ivern.
Now,
So
I
basically, Ivern is becoming a ranged champion instead of a melee champion.
yeah. Now I'm pretty pissed about this, to be honest. And this is coming from someone who hasn't opened the League of Legends client for like 2 months at least, you know? And I'm mad. And you know why? So they've decided that Ivern's going to be a ranged champion in this new patch. And you know what they've also decided is for their one of Ivern's mechanics is that to do a ranged auto, you would walk into a brush and then auto them.
That's
like
why
if you-
his W is a brush.
And so then and there's like a cooldown reset sort of thing on that ranged thing. So you'd walk into the brush and then walk out of it to auto and then walk straight back into the brush. And so the good Ivern mains would be like doing that shit, you know? That way you don't get damage because they can't auto you when you're in the brush, but you can auto them when you step out immediately. So you're like, damn, this is sick. But they decided, hey, fuck that ability. Fuck him having like extra damage or whatever when he does that. Instead, he's now a ranged champion and he's going to have ranged autos the whole time, which is a buff. But now you have no reason to do that strat, you know? I don't even know if he does more damage when he autos after walking into a brush. I don't think he does. I'm confused.
Mm.
And one thing
play
they said is they've made him more, by doing this, they've made him more approachable. And by not forcing people to get accustomed to multiple basic attack ranges. What? How fucking hard is that? Playing him the first time could realize how they have. They have like a fucking circle when you do the ranged auto to tell you where it is.
Also, what doesn't make sense to me is his Q and his shield. because it's Q. If you like click on it again, then you basically go up to them so you can use your mail, like attack them in your melee
Yeah,
range.
it's useless now.
Also, the E, it's meant to like pop and deal some damage, and
Yeah.
it happens because you're close to them, your melee range. So what happens to that?
Holy fucks, Tana, I didn't even think about this, and now I'm even more mad.
No, this is why like
This is wrong.
when
You've
it comes to jungle.
I have
It's
no
the best
comment
jungle I
or
play.
opinion on this.
no, you represent right, I guess somehow.
What?
No, I think
League
Super
partner.
Jungle has no idea
Hey,
how to
hey,
play
it's me,
either.
league partner, and I can't talk shit about the game. Dude, that's sad. No, right, this is bullshit, man.
Of course I can talk crap about League of Legends.
Oh, then I dare you to say Mark Merrill has a funny nose. You won't.
No.
You won't say that. You're scared. You wouldn't dare. He'll come down on you like he did on I Will Dominate on Twitter.
Ugh.
He'll be like, nice job enjoying your free career of anime on our free game. Nice job enjoying your free
was it?
career on the anime that we didn't make.
On this league was an anime.
Yeah, that's what he'll say. No, but the Ivern thing has actually got me mad. You remember when we had what's her name? Ash on
talk
Lol.
about
Yeah.
fiddlesticks.
And when she was mad about Fiddlesticks, that's me right now. I'm pissed. I've never been so
Wait till I
mad
changed
about.
Lee Sin.
Yeah,
Lee
that's-
Sin now doesn't have a blindfold.
That's exactly
His eyes
right.
have been opened.
This is as mad as I was when they nerfed Lee Sin in like really subtle ways that only the good Lee Sin mains could tell he'd been nerfed, and I was just like, this sucks. It's not fair.
Oh well.
I remember there used to be conspiracy theories that's just like, do you reckon they only nerf the popular champions? That way people play other champions? It's like, ooh. That would make
Probably.
sense, but I don't think it's true because people still play Lee Sin. It doesn't work. You can't stop them. Can't stop people
Yeah,
from
but
playing
the
Riven
infuriates
and
of
Ezreal
people
and
who want to like play a random champ from just going to Lee Sin because he's OP
yeah, that's true.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like
kind of
Yasuo.
I guess where he's at now is like Lee Sin's always going to be a good pick if you're good, but even if they nerf him, he'll still be good. Like he'll still be viable if you're good with him. Whereas other champions, like if they're bad, you can't play them because they're bad. Like even if Lee Sin's damage gets nerfed, he still like can set up kills for champions who are OP.
Yeah.
It's like not every champion
You
in
can
I don't
be
think
a meat
a lot of
shield.
champions can do that. Yeah. You can just go in there, kick someone, then you just die and go, well, my job here is done. Which is what every bronze and like gold to iron Lee Sin would do, where you just like immediately go for the insect plane, no one's ready, and then you die. Your team doesn't follow up because they were like, oh, you get insect, that's kind of cool. Yeah, no follow up at all because like, and it's not even your team's fault; it's yours. It's the best part.
Pretty much.
But yeah,
Anything else to add to the podcast?
yeah. Sona, anything to add?
They shouldn't change Ivern.
They shouldn't change Ivan. I agree. That's what this podcast should be called. They shouldn't change Ivan. But I didn't even consider just how much that ranged auto is going to mean for his kit.
Yeah, like on this topic, put in the comments below, like, what changes to a champion or the game has made you the most angry about? You know?
Oh, you know what? You know how Ash was mad about Fiddlesticks being realistic? I was really mad when they changed Nunu. I was like, he looks kind of cool. Like, I like that he can like roll a snowball. That's cool. And he throws snowballs. That's cool. But I miss the old Nunu. I really do. Because he was one of my mates.
I remember the old Nunu.
He's so trash.
I remember the old. The ult's the same, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I played Nunu because he was a fucking weird cunt champion, you know? Like, other champions, they're like, they do damage, they can do team fights really well. Nunu can't do any of that, dude. He can't do damage. He can't team fight.
Useless
His CC is garbage,
But that's why you loved him.
but that's why he was the best. Because you could just like, the thing is like, his whole like special, my mechanics on Nunu was doing his like W, self-cast W, which like gives you slight movement speed increase and also gives you higher attack speed, which like he doesn't do any damage with his auto, so what's the point in that? Helps you clear the jungle, I guess. That's about it. And then his Q is he can eat jungle creeps and minions, which is good. And then his E is a slow, and then his R is the current ult. Same thing. So all you do in a team fight is you'd come up, press E, someone would try and run away from your team, and your team would kill him while you just like run around in circles around because you're fast, because you can use the W. Like, you're pretty much useless after you do your E. Yeah, you can do a little bit of damage sometimes. And then, like, what would happen is like the enemy team would catch you, and then it would all chase you, and you just like press W and then run away really slowly, but like sort of fast, and then E them so they'd be slowed. And then they'd cast CC and you'd like sidestep the CC at like a slightly fast pace because of the W. So then you'd just like dance around as Nunu, and then you'd finally get caught and be like, fuck, I'm going to die. And then you'd Q a minion, get all your health back, and then run away again. It was just like, this is the most fun. Like, this champion was designed for trolling in League of Legends. Like, he wasn't made to win the game. He was made to make the enemy
wasn't
team
Teemo meant
lose.
to be a troll?
Yeah.
But then he just ended up being OP.
He's too good. The problem is Tenmo main coming out and making it clear that Teemo isn't a troll pick. That's the problem. Yeah.
Actually, Pianta did change the way Teemo was looked at. He revolutionized Teemo.
Damn. So I do think it's honestly impressive. When I remember when we talked to him about it, and it's just like he doesn't even like Teemo, and he like has gotten so high ranked on Teemo. It's ridiculous. On like a champion who he doesn't like and wasn't particularly good with, and now he's like one of the better Teemo players. It's crazy. You probably do it with most champions when I think about it. Like if you just put the time in, even Azir, right? You could even get good with Azir potentially if you put the time in. Because you'd have to play him a lot. Is there any champion who like if you played today, you'd just be like you basically throwing immediately? I'm trying to think of some. Like, I don't know.
Which champ?
Like a champion who you pick and the game's over because you picked it. Or like your lane's lost because you picked it. You already know.
That would be...
Anyone that Daniel picks.
I pick Sona.
Sona. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
What?
It's pretty hard to...
That's
like,
right.
the only time a Sona is winning her lane is when it's like secretly like a challenger on a Smurf account. And they're like... Their ADC's really good too, and the enemy team's both bronze, and the Sona's getting away with like free autos on the ADC and is like zoning the enemy ADC away with autos. That's like the only way that she does well. Otherwise, like, she just gets crushed by an equal
hurt.
team.
By everyone.
An equal, like an enemy team will always beat the Sona because she'll just get caught usually.
I feel so hurt.
What? Feel sad?
Too bad.
I get. You know what? I reckon Yummy's another champion who's garbage. Notice how I'm picking all of Sona's mains? Hey, consider that.
Actually, my second main is Lux. So
Oh, well, Lux is alright. I can't really talk shit about Lux.
And
Lux
someone
isn't
told
even
me
troll.
Someone the other day told me I play Lux better than Sona.
Well, I'd hope so. Sona doesn't do a lot. And so Sona is literally like the, hey guys, I just started playing League of Legends. Is there anyone who I can play, who I can like learn easy? And it's like, yeah, Sona, it doesn't matter what you press.
I feel cut.
The only button that matters is the R. Every other button doesn't matter. It does it by itself. It plays for you.
It's sad now.
It's sad to think about it. That's her. That reminds me of how good that's, you know, like the DJ Sona skin. So good. I completely forgot about that. It's because no one plays her. No one ever gets to see it anymore.
I play it.
It is funny how skins in League of Legends. They pop up and they're like everywhere. And then, because it's like the skin's cool or whatever, so everyone picks the champion in norms or ranked. And then after like 3 months, that skin doesn't show up anymore because no one plays that champion anymore. Not that they don't have the skin, it's just they don't play the champion because it's not good champion. It's funny.
Well,
Oh.
how long is this podcast going for?
Oh,
Is it
2
time
years.
to wrap up,
2 years.
or do we have another topic?
No, we can wrap up. I think.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening.
When's PAX though? Is that this weekend?
PAX is so on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
be so bored this
guys, if you listen to this
weekend.
podcast on the 10th, when it will probably come out on the 10th, 10th of October, then and you're going to PAX, you can probably see the real RTB there, right?
Pretty much.
There's nothing special.
Nothing special.
Wow.
He's nothing special. I mean, he was a guest a few weeks ago. I don't know if we should say our guests are nothing special, to be fair.
You're a guest now too, so you're not.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Imagine this. She leaves the podcast on a break for a couple of weeks and she comes back and makes everyone a guest. I hate when that happens, man.
Wow. Alpha.
Everyone's a guest.
What an alpha. The alpha of the podcast.
Summer.
Hey,
You know,
what if
there's
we
the
have
server-
a podcast where we only invite guests and we're not in it.
You know, there's like an alpha of the Discord. He's like, hey man, you don't belong here. He like kicks everyone out of the channel because he's the alpha of the server. You know, even if he's not the admin, he's the alpha. He owns the place. You know, you don't mess with him. You mess with anyone. If you mess with him, Sony's the
That's me
alpha
on,
of.
that's me on Daniel's server.
You're the alpha of the server. But even in this private Discord call, you're the alpha of the Discord call for the podcast. It's like, you don't fuck with me, I'll get rid of you if you mess with me. You're a guest now. Sit down. Feels bad.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, with that, we can finish up. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.